Alright, well, welcome to the Brown Bricks podcast, the most amount of fun you can have while listening to a podcast. Phineas isn't here this week.
Boo.
He got recruited into a crack squad of people trying to break Derek Chauvin out of a maximum security prison. He's like the tech guy.
Yeah.
Or he makes the sandwiches.
He's the muscle. Yeah.
He makes the sandwiches for the squad.
Yeah, no. You're gonna get hungry.
Yeah.
How many guys are on that squad?
It can't be more
Who's
than
the
5.
Who's
right?
the crew?
Well, you got the rest of the cops that are going to go to trial in like a couple months or whatever.
And Jordan Peterson's the brawn.
Yeah, you got fucking Steven Crowder's on there somewhere. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
of course.
Dressing up as a woman once more. That's his role on the squad, is to dress up as a woman.
like Bugs Bunny, where he just is like, hello,
and he distracts
boys.
the guards like,
Yeah.
we're a sexy lady.
That'd be pretty cool. I would dig that. Did you know Steve Crowder's Canadian?
I'm sure.
Isn't that weird? Like, I figured that a lot of the right-wing... apparently a ton of, the far left and right-wing pundits are, just people from Canada. Who just came in and are basically just grifting.
There's a lot more people from Canada than you think in the first place.
No, but they're just... It's like whenever... Because I'm talking about people who exclusively talk about American politics.
Yeah.
They're not like, ooh, what's Trudeau up to? They're always like, oh,
America,
what's going on in America? It's like, why does it matter to you, Ontario boy? Who cares?
Maybe it's their Secret Service that's just recruiting these people.
Yeah, we were worried about Russia meddling in the election.
Yeah,
Turns out it's Canada who's trying to fuck us over.
Canadian psyops to radicalize all of America.
Yeah, on either spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, as long as no one's in the center, that'll be okay.
Damn.
They're doing a bad job.
I think they're doing alright, I think.
I guess so. Radicalization is a lot more common in today's youth than unradicalization.
What does that really even mean, radicalization?
I suppose, yeah, what does it mean? Do you have an answer to that, or is that a...
I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
I've been asking.
Maybe they can do a sick kid flip. You can, because they're radicalized.
It's pretty radical.
You can do an ollie.
Okay, so Tony Hawk's also on this squad. I guess the
Yeah, of
squad's
course.
getting pretty big.
No, well, you need a lot of guys.
The sandwich maker, the distraction artist,
The hacker,
the brawn and muscle,
the skateboarder,
skateboard man.
which I assume he doubles as the brawn because he can kick flip you with the skateboard.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
Uses it as a weapon, like the skate the infinite.
Yeah, exactly. No, he'll throw whatever fireworks. Man, I don't know. That'd be pretty cool.
Hell yeah. So, what's going on with you guys?
Not a whole lot.
School's almost over for all of us.
Yeah, that's
Talk
true.
about graduation.
I'm not graduating, man. I'm gonna be
How's that? Do you have your
They
cap and
don't-
gown yet?
They don't give us any information.
Oh shit,
at
that's
all.
bad. Because all my friends are like, well, we know exactly where we need to be. We know which seat we're sitting in. Here's our cap and gown. Everybody's got it on pat. 'Cause, my red just has all of that information. The moment that you log in, it's like, hey, graduation, plan for graduation, please. And
Creighton's we're doing it. Whatever. Just we'll send you some more details later.
yeah, I'll text you later. I'll text you later with the plans.
Maybe you'll get to know. Well, I'm not graduating, so I'm not worried.
Yeah, I've still got a semester left because I
Yeah.
decided to switch majors halfway through, which was not smart.
I
but
just didn't take enough credits.
That's fair. I mean, your scholarship is still going, so who cares?
No. I
Oh.
don't think it'll apply to that.
Yeah, well, because most scholarships apply to 5 years instead of 4 now. Or at least the ones at UNL do. I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows what'll happen to
Yeah,
me?
it's yes,
Who
the
knows
best.
where I'll be in a month?
Yeah, exactly. You'll be
Maybe even a day.
You'll be breaking out. You'll have a Derek Chauvin mask on, and they'll place you in the place.
It's gonna be like the scene from the start of The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh yeah.
we got them all, we got Derek on a plane with the mask on.
Yeah.
Pull it up. It's like, if I pull that off, will it hurt?
For you.
If I step on your neck, will it hurt?
Is Derek Chauvin Bane in this?
Yeah, I guess. The fire rises.
The fire rises. That's
Hell yeah,
yeah.
brother.
He's a really shitty Bane.
Yeah, I guess we don't. I don't know how his voice sounds. Can't do an impression of him.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to either. I'm good.
Probably just sounds like a white guy. I
Hey,
don't know.
check this out, guys. It's my Derek Chauvin impression.
Hell yeah,
It's
dude.
that kills at parties.
It really does.
Yeah.
He does kill at parties.
Oh man, I watched the Monkey Kid.
The
shitty Lego thing.
Well,
It's really quite well animated. The problem is that they seem to have scrubbed episodes 1 and 2 completely from the internet. As in, the only place you can watch them is on, like, a backwards YouTube rip that's, like, all in Malaysian. And I don't know why. I don't know why they did this, but, like,
What's
it's
wrong with them?
nothing. They're the introduction episodes to this entire thing. But when you go anywhere else, like, on Lego's official website, their official YouTube, anywhere, any, like, Amazon Prime Video, any of these places that, like, have the rest of it, they don't have the first 2 episodes.
What?
For some reason.
Weird.
And so I had to, like, watch those in really low quality, but it's a weird show, because it's, like, I don't know, it's, like, really well animated, and that's why I wanted to watch it, and it...
But it's... What's
But
it called?
It's called Monkey Kid. It's but it's, like, so drenched in, like, Journey to the West, like,
that
different
was what
things.
I was wondering, like, was there... It wasn't like a Lego line of this first. They, like, animated this first.
They did it, like, hand in hand. So
Yeah.
there's a Lego line that came out
Okay.
while this was coming out.
I just think that's, like, a weird business model that they do sometimes.
Yeah, I know. But
Where
I
they're
guess...
just like, okay, we're gonna make this other story
Yeah.
and then make toys for it at the same time. Which is, like, I guess how it used to be for everything, where
Yeah.
you make a story and have the toys.
Uh-huh.
But... I don't know, seeing that in like a modern age feels wrong.
Because all of Lego stuff is just like licensed properties now.
Yeah.
Like you don't get many Bionicles anymore. You get
No.
I mean that's honestly it is it's definitely something where you could make a lot more money because you don't have to license that out. And I assume Journey to the West has to be like public domain.
Oh yeah. 1,000%.
Unless like China's got some really weird copyright laws. But yeah,
I
so
don't think they know the word copyright.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, have you seen that one video game that's like Sonic, Pikachu, Master Chief and stuff? Those are good.
Was it a mobile game?
Yeah, it's like a MOBA or some shit.
What's the fucking like Balan Wonderland that Squeenix put
Oh,
out?
yeah.
That was just the shitty Odyssey.
Yeah, that was so. Where all the
Just-
power ups are just
all the
absolute
power-
trash.
nothing worthless. That looks
Yeah.
so funny.
There's a new like it's for like the PS5 too.
Yeah,
Like that's
crazy.
It looks like it was on like a shitty GameCube game. There's a new game that came out that Square Enix put out that was from the creators of Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's like just the worst game. Period.
Oh, fuck.
It's so fucking bad. It's like a shitty Super Mario Odyssey clone, and no one likes it
Yep.
except for Donkey. He loved that.
Oh, yeah, he had it right.
Yeah.
I guess the Nier remake's out, and it if you put your FPS too high, the game does not work.
Well, that's not. Well, how high are we talking?
It increases the game speed
Oh.
based on FPS. The classic
Yeah,
game error.
The classic like Japanese game error.
Yeah.
Because they're like, no one's playing this on a PC. Everyone has consoles.
Everything's going to be exactly 60 FPS.
Yeah, because we programmed this to be 60 FPS, and like I mean, there is a way to program game logic. It's probably easier to program it around frames. At least like whenever I
Yeah.
make something, I'm like the basic bare minimum that I do is just program it around like okay, each frame you like recheck all this stuff, and so if you're running more frames, it's going to go faster. But you can program that so it doesn't happen, and you should program it so it doesn't happen,
I feel like,
especially if you have a PC release.
you can lock that shit into like 60 FPS if
Yeah.
you really wanted to, I imagine.
But that's like a last ditch, like, oh shit, we forgot, like, our entire game logic is centered around this, we're not gonna recode everything. But if you just unlock, like, why would you even have the option to be like, as many frames as you want when you know that happens?
Well,
there has to be a point in
QA. Because they just don't even test it on
Yeah.
PC. They're just like,
Well, like,
fuck it.
like, I mean, you can't release something on Steam as, like, a major company and have, like, a rating on it without having it tested in some capacity.
It's like such a blatant oversight.
Yeah, I know. It feels like that was probably known, or it was like known shippable is what they do in bug testing,
Yeah.
where they'll be like, okay, we know this bug exists, we don't have time to fix this, guys, just ship it with this. And like, there's stuff where it's like, alright, this will get past the board, like they do not give a shit if this bug is in there, but we just don't have time to fix it. We'll do like a day one patch.
And they don't even do that because Squeenix is not known for patching.
Yeah, exactly. They just patched Nier Automata
Yeah,
to actually work on PC because
crazy.
before it was not. No, I mean.
Other than that, heard good things. Looks good.
Oh yeah, I heard it was like the art or music director from Nier Replicant was just like, Yoko Taro said that if we don't sell enough copies of this game, we're gonna have to drive around the world in a van trying to sell copies to people.
Yeah.
Please don't please buy our game. I don't want the van.
I just don't like the idea of paying $60 for a remake of a PS3 game.
I know that I've already played. I mean, it's probably like inexorably a way more fun time than what Nier, the original Nier was.
Yeah, PS3.
Because Nier sucked ass, or it was like Nier's a weird game. I think it's definitely a lot better than like the Drakengard and stuff. But I think Nier Automata was like written better, but the intense like emotional moments of Nier,
Nier.
definitely had. Yeah, but I don't know. It's a great game. I love it. But yeah, it is definitely something that I would say is.
I'm gonna wait till it's like $20.
Yeah, and it'll be $20 pretty soon.
Maybe play it.
The quote is from the producer Yosuke Sato. If we don't shift a certain amount, then Mr. Yoko and myself will be forced to travel the world, selling the game out of the back of a van. And Mr. Okabe, he will have to come along too. So know this, please. Please keep on supporting the Nier series. Please, anything but the van.
Please buy our game, bro. It's not shit, I swear.
I like Yoko Taro's blatant disrespect for everything Square Enix, because they just would shit on him all the time, like not give him any budget. Now that Nier Automata is doing well, it's like, oh, well, you could actually do things, but he's still like, fuck Square Enix.
One of the most well-respected, series now in Japan.
Yeah.
It's... Okay, Yoko. I feel like he might fall into, the trap of, what's his... Kojima, where it's like, okay, I made these really good games for a while, and now, I guess, what do I do now?
But, Nier Automata and Nier Gestalt and Replicant have nothing to do with each other. They have, lore elements and, Popola and Dopla running around.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying, they're gonna be... I'm just saying, how he's regarded as, a game director.
I'm sure. But, I mean, really, all he did was Drakengard in this, from my perspective.
All Kojima fucking did was Metal Gear Solid.
And Police Knots.
Okay.
So there you go.
So are all these Japanese games licensed by Square Enix, or what is Square Enix? I have no idea.
They're a publisher.
They just pay. They just are just here's the money, and then we'll
They're like EA, Activision, those kinds of companies where they don't necessarily make the game themselves, but they're going to help you get it out there, and produce it.
Yeah. The studio most of the time, so I think Platinum Games is the studio behind it. They're the ones who are have people in the pits coding stuff and modeling shit. But then you have the publisher who's here's all the money so you can work.
Because they market the game and they set deadlines and stuff.
Oh yeah. And I don't know. There's a lot of horror stories with publishers where they'll come in and they'll be like, what if actually he had a gun and he could jump 3 feet high? And it's
this character was a brown-haired white guy with very little defining characteristics.
That was planned out early on in the boarding. There's no way that wasn't accounted for. That was always the plan.
This character was just Nathan Drake as well.
Every single what's it called? There's a bunch of things where people have said that you can't have a woman on the cover of your game because it'll sell way less. It's just the marketing guys. So in BioShock Infinite, Elizabeth was supposed to be on the cover, but instead they just had Booker with a gun and that was it. And that's why all video game covers in the US look so shit.
Fucking lame.
Because they're just it's the character model and they're posing with a weapon most of the time, and then it's yep, there it is. That's the game.
I think I'd buy a game with a hot bitch on the cover way more than a scruffy looking dude.
Well, I remember Overwatch came out and Tracer was on it, and that did pretty well. So I think it's just I think that's just bullshit. Half of me thinks, okay, like, this is focus tested enough. Like, marketing knows what it's talking about. And the other half of me is like, marketing's full of shit. Like, they heard that this game did well and it had this on it. And so they did a bunch of focus tests that were like, hey, do you like this cover? Do you like this cover? And it was just, like, the perfect, like, it was so, like, cherry-picked for, like, who they actually wanted to get in. They were like, see, our target demo. And it's like, well, your target demo also is just the same guy. So
and sometimes they'll use, like, marketing information from, like, 10 or 20 years back.
Yeah.
And, like, just the demographics change, and, like, the way we buy games also change, too.
Yeah, and like most people don't even look at a cover.
There's not even like a cover on Steam anymore. Like I'm not noticing a Steam.
Oh, like look at screenshots. Like
exactly.
The last time I bought a game because of its cover was like Lair, that one PS3 game with the dragon that we got because it was a joke. It was 99 cents, and we were like, "That's funny," and we bought it, and it sucked. And I don't know.
It's getting a spiritual remake soon.
Really?
Somebody's making a fun like multiplayer dragon flying game.
Oh, that sounds neat. I suppose it didn't seem like that bad of a game. It just seemed like that was the entire game. There's nothing there. Maybe if they flesh it out, I don't know. Tej, you watching any cool anime?
Yeah, I'm keeping up with like some of the newer seasonal stuff.
I watched Into the Eternity or whatever, and that's a really that's a hard one to watch because it's just.
I've also been using your Funimation.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I can. If you're paying for it now, or do you still have the free trial?
Oh no, I still have the free trial, but I'll be paying for it like next month. But it costs like $5. Yeah. $2.50. That sounds good. That sounds good.
$5 for
yeah, it's only $5.
Okay.
It's not bad because they fuck with you because there's this one thing where it's like get the super premium or like the regular one that's like the best deal is premium, but you get everything that you get from the one that's in $5, except for you also get 20% off on everything in their store that's not on sale already. And like I looked at the things and I was like, okay, the regular one, the standard probably doesn't have anything. I'm like, wait, they have everything I want out of this thing. Why would I ever pay more than $5 for this?
Shit,
it's trying to grab ya.
I'm trying to get ya.
Trying to get ya. I've never fucking bought something on an online store like that. Like the Funimation store or like the other anime web store.
Like the Crunchyroll store?
Yeah, it's like, I'm not... This is distasteful.
Yeah, this feels wrong. I think I've looked at some stuff, and then it's always... Like, you can always find it cheaper on other stores, because that's not why they're in business. Like, Crunchyroll doesn't exist to, like, sell figures. They exist to, like, sell anime things. And they run a fairly profitable figure-selling business on the side. What else on like Funimation is there to watch? Because I haven't looked at much from this season from Funimation.
Shit, Mars Red was like alright. It's like just another vampire, like post Meiji restoration type thing.
Why is it always that?
I don't know. It's just like they like that era, like that transition from like that old traditional style to like the imperial, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
I think they like it because guns aren't that good then, because people are using guns. Yeah, so you could be like,
there's one scene where like, oh, guns won't do shit to a vampire. You got to use one of these.
Yeah, the sword. It's like, well, because back then, like if you were a good enough swordsman, like the ones that you would have to like reload by like stuffing the bullet in the front, you could probably beat up a couple of guys with guns because they were so horribly inaccurate. But now, like with an AK-47, what is a guy with a sword gonna do? So the romanticization of like this is back when it was so cool.
Yeah. But that was alright. What else is on Funimation? The combatants will be dispatched.
Okay.
Combatants will be dispatched.
Yeah, I don't know what it is in Japanese, but it's the one same guy that made Konosuba.
Oh yeah.
So it's comedy then.
Yeah, it's comedy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's like lighthearted and fun.
Okay.
That was pretty good. Recommend that. What else have I been watching? Oh, I tried watching Horimiya.
Horimiya.
Yeah, I got to like episode 9 and it kind of got,
Yeah, you got the
just
same,
makes me sad.
Yeah.
I want to be in a relationship.
That's not...
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Horimiya is interesting, though. I really like the way that they, like, structure that, I guess, because, like, it does, like, build up eventually, but it goes on for so long. What do you think about Horimiya?
Hello.
Good talk. Yeah, no, I don't know. Whenever I watch the Horimiya, there's a sense of like the protagonist is supposed to be you, because it's like the everyman, where it's like I like the only defining characteristic ever is like I'm pretty into anime, and it's like, well, guess what? If you're watching this show, you probably like anime a little bit. But Horimiya, like the characters are like distinct enough that I'm not really like viewing it through the lens of like, oh man, that's like. I wish I was that. I'm viewing it through the lens.
And that was very refreshing. Yeah, I like that, but it's just I don't know. I just kind of got like bored with it. I watched like until episode 9, so obviously like all the build up was there, and then it just like went to like side characters, and then they went to like so many different characters that I don't know if there's like a single like plot that I can be following here, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't know if there's like anything that comes afterwards or something like that.
No, there's
me.
It's just like they got this weird arc where like she's into like BDSM shit. Like she likes being treated like. All right, I was not expecting this from like a wholesome, rom-com.
Yeah, and she's always. It's really interesting because like everyone else thinks of her as like this like insane like whatever, like she's like insane domineering person, not like everyone else necessarily, but like the people who she's combative against, she's like, oh, she's so intimidating. But there's always the sense of like, oh, but she actually likes to be like, you could tell the author's like, maybe I do like that a little bit. She started writing the guy and she's just like, maybe I do like maybe a little bit of this, huh? I don't know. But I always thought that the main crux of the story was really interesting, but the problem, especially with the manga, is that it goes for like 70 chapters on this bullshit of like, here are all the side characters and what they're doing, and I'm like, they're so fucking ephemeral that I do not care whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here for this story, not whatever the fuck you guys want to do.
Yeah, anime sucks.
It does. It's too bad. I wish anime was
That's
better.
why I watch VTubers.
ジャック&ジャクソン VTuber コーナー
VTubers?
Not really.
Oh yeah.
I don't even really watch VTubers. I just say I do.
Did you see what's it called? Susui? She said
hi honey.
Hi honey.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
There's been a meme. I'm like, I don't fucking get it.
What do you mean? She was on Duolingo.
I know. I watched the stream.
And she said it, and it was cute when she said it.
Yeah, I just don't know why everyone's posting it all the time. I'm like,
I like it. Okay.
Okay, it's funny. Stop.
Yeah, it's not even funny. It's just cute. Like,
sure.
Her accent is so weird because her mom apparently is like she's like very, very, very fluent in English. She's like Betty fluent in English. And so she has like very good pronunciation of certain words, but you could tell she just like doesn't understand. Like her English overall is like really good, except for when you reach like certain points where it's just like this word is just in the song and she doesn't really know how to pronounce it because like it's not something in her lexicon. It's really interesting. But yeah, she's probably the best. Like, besides Hololive, like, English or any of the Indonesian, she's probably the best sounding English person, other than, like, Coco, I guess.
Yeah, at least grammatically.
Yeah. She did a Maroon 5 cover, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Suicide is pretty good.
Yeah. She's also really good at Tetris, which ignites the same autism centers of my brain that Aqua being really good at Apex does for you. Look at that.
I like this game, and she's good at it.
No,
I must watch.
No, I don't have to watch. I'll watch highlights. I'll watch highlights of her, like, whenever she's playing Tetris, she's always talking about something else, but she's, like, doing, like, perfect T-spins and, like, setting up amazing shit, and I'm like, that's hot. Ora.
So yeah, I've been just playing Apex with my life, really.
Cool.
Nothing much. I guess I've been watching The Sopranos still.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sopranos is always good. Told my parents I was watching The Sopranos, and they were like, "That's awesome, good for you."
Yeah, do they like it?
Yeah, they've seen it.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
I feel like most
that was like most back then.
People from in the 2000s or who watched TV during the 2000s.
I got the same reaction when I said I watched Seinfeld. My parents are like, "Yeah, it's a good show."
Seinfeld.
We watched a bunch of Frasier, and that's pretty good too. I like Frasier.
I've been to the bar where they...
Oh, Cheers?
Yeah, it's a Cheers bar.
That's a good bar.
So
a bar where everybody knows your name.
It's two different shows, right? Frasier and Cheers.
Yeah, Frasier's the spin-off of Cheers.
Same universe.
Same cinematic universe. the Frasier verse, the Cheers verse. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen much of Cheers. I've only seen like an episode or two, but I've seen a lot of Frasier. That's very funny.
Very funny.
It is.
I'll be the judge of that.
Okay, watch Frasier.
Just kidding. I'm not gonna fucking watch Frasier.
I'm gonna fucking watch Frasier. I have so many better things to do.
Man, I wish my life was a sitcom, because then I would get into wacky situations
and
every
it would all
day.
wrap up in 30 minutes or an hour.
It'd be so fun to hang out with my friends all the time. We'd get into hijinks.
Yeah, it'd be fun not to do any work. Like, there doesn't seem to be any... Like, the only work that we would do would be plot relevant, so it'd be like we'd reach, like, a point on a, like, homework or whatever, and we'd ask ourselves a question, and that would be relevant for the rest of our day, as opposed to, like, menial bullshit for like 4 hours and then you just are done and you don't think about it anymore.
My fucking character-focused episode on me struggling with why I masturbate so much.
That would be, that's a good episode.
Like, Jackson, why are you jerking off all the time?
Would it be like funny or would it be like harrowing?
This is a comedy episode.
Okay.
This is a sitcom.
Okay, no, I thought, because occasionally they'll be like,
episode,
he's addicted to heroin. It's like he's addicted to masturbation.
Addicted to
like
jerking off.
The serious sitcom episodes. My character focus would be me taking the practice MCAT exam for 8 hours and then saying, I'm going to review this tomorrow. And that would be the end of it.
Yeah.
That
just takes like your whole weekend is just like doing the practice test and reviewing it.
Yeah, that's because the way that I've got it set up, I've done a couple, I don't know, like I've done it for a couple of months now, but you just like, over like Saturday or whatever, you get up at like 8 a.m., you take the practice test, and then I go do the podcast or something, and then the next day on Sunday, I get all my homework done, and then I review the practice test until I go to bed, and...
How many have you done so far?
About 10. So.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. Have you been improving?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of it initially was definitely just like stamina and also unfamiliarity with like some things. But then like once I got familiar with those things, it's just more about like, can I keep this up? Like it's not gonna come down to do I have the knowledge to do this. It's gonna come down to like is my brain gonna be like, yeah, it's 7 hours in, can you rock this?
I think you haven't been like juuling or anything, vaping during it, right?
No.
Okay.
Is that wait?
I did that once.
Oh, that sounds fucking awful.
Yeah, I did that once, and then I did it without it, and I did it worse. It's like because you just you hit that wall, you know.
Yeah. Well, because, like, I assume... Well, like, I most of the time, when I'm not, like, hanging out with people, I try to, like, put it away.
Yeah.
But I just imagine, like, being in the middle of the MCAT test, not only being tired, but also, like, needing some nick. You're just like, please!
Imagine being a fucking surgeon in the middle of a surgery. Like, guys, I'm not doing so hot.
Like, scalpel.
Hand me a cig.
Scalpel, cig. And, like, someone, like, sticks it in your mouth, puts it down your mouth.
Alright, I'm ready to go.
Would you not have to, like, go through the entire, like, would you not have to, like, would you not have to scrub in and out the moment that you, like, smoked a cigarette? I feel like that
Ash it out on their fucking cut open body.
Yeah, ash it out.
I wonder how just people live like that, like, you know, when cigarette smoking was the norm.
Yeah.
You know, just
they didn't, they died.
No, they were fine. I mean, it was just a matter of, like, when cigarette smoking was the norm, no one thought it was weird.
Gave a shit.
Yeah.
Now...
We would just take breaks, I guess. Like, cigarette breaks were very common.
Yeah. And also, that's probably... I mean, I assume all jobs that are worth a lot of money are only worth a lot of money because you had to do something uninterrupted without smoking for a long time. Like, that's why surgeons got paid so well. Not because it's, like, mentally and physically demanding. It's because, like...
Oh, yeah, smoke breaks.
You couldn't smoke break for 8 hours, dude? That's crazy.
Literally everyone in 1960 was addicted to cigarettes.
Yeah, it was a better time.
Even as a child, you had no choice, but...
Yeah, they stuck one in your mouth.
secondhand smoke, you didn't even know you were addicted to cigarettes. Yeah. But you had that addiction.
Yeah, but like, imagine being a non-smoker and just like going to every bar and it's just fucking filled with cigarette smoke.
Well, I mean, that was probably a lot more like cologne. It probably smelled a lot more like, ooh, that's a rugged man over there. Look how much he fucking stinks of cigarettes. And now that it's kind of like culturally become a lot less cool, every time that I go like bang a heater at a party, I'm like, oh god, I smell fucking awful. Yeah. No, it's bad. Don't smoke, kids.
Please don't smoke for our sakes. You gotta keep listening. We can't have you dying of lung cancer now.
Yeah, no, or just set up like an auto watcher. There's
an auto watcher.
There was one guy who he's kind of a lol cow at this point, but Maddox, he would set up his website, so whenever you would go to his website, it would auto download and play all of his podcasts. So like he would like the most recent one, it would auto download and then it would play it. Because if you just like logged into or just like went into his website, and so he would get way more views like that because people would go to like troll him or something, and they would be listening to the podcast on accident, which is cool. That's a good workaround.
Respect.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you heard about those studies that talk about secondhand drinking?
No, not like fetal alcohol syndrome.
No, they're talking about like the dangers of like
the shit we do to Davey and Shane.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like the dangers of being around someone who's drinking, but not in the sense that they'll like get combative with you, but in the sense that like you could also get addicted to alcohol through their secondhand drinking. And people are like, this study is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Addicted to the idea of you drinking.
Because it was like, I feel like it's like it was like an article or something, but it wasn't like
not peer reviewed at all.
Nah, the peers who reviewed it were a bunch of people who also
to alcohol.
Yeah, so they were like they couldn't read.
I was secondhand addicted to nicotine, I suppose.
Yeah, it's true. Well, is that what that is? Or are you just occasionally taking rips of nicotine?
Yeah, I'm not desperate for it at any other time in my life.
Yeah, exactly. I'm out.
Hello, man.
Are we gonna go to the store at some point or no?
Today?
Yeah.
We'll probably pick up some alcohol, maybe. If you guys
That's a cool ass sweatshirt. That's awesome.
Anna has my number.
That's sweet.
Wow.
That's...
It was literally the best thing you did.
Yeah.
I'm here. I can be back. Okay. Just let me know. Yeah. Let me know.
Yeah, I wish we had cool ass merch like that. We just have like I have like a Pike jersey. I have a pretty cool Pike sweater, but yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all of my fraternity gear after I graduate.
Oh, you guys don't do like senior speeches and like give out some shit to like the younger guys?
Like we do senior speeches, but most of the time we don't like throw out stuff to them. Most of the time people will just be like in our like in a place of like a communal place. Someone will just be like, I'm leaving all my t-shirts here. Anyone who wants them can take them. But part of me still wants to like maybe make like a quilt out of them or just like use them for like gym stuff because it's like who cares.
I feel like a t-shirt quilt would suck.
I have a t-shirt quilt. It's pretty nice. No, because you make the front out of like the quilt is the bottom of it is really soft and then the top of it is made from that t-shirt stuff. Okay. So like, yeah, one of you like slept in my t-shirt quilt.
I don't know.
Well, like when you guys hung out at Lincoln.
I guess I couldn't notice it was a t-shirt if I did.
There you go. Yeah, it just had a bunch of t-shirts on the front. It was all my BT t-shirts because that's my grandma was like, oh, give me all your t-shirts from BT and I'll just make a quilt out of them because I'm not gonna wear a robotic shirt. In college.
I've got a few of those left over that I've not thrown away for some reason.
They're good shirts. Some of them. I still have like an Allez le Bleu shirt.
Yeah, I think mine don't fit at all. I'm fat now.
I think t-shirts just have like weird sentimental value once they reach past like 3 years.
Oh yeah.
You're like, well, this t-shirt like is my t-shirt. This is the t-shirt from the formal where I threw up on G5's bus. I have to keep it.
I've got like this like National AIDS Day t-shirt that they were giving out on campus, and I'm like, why do I have
that'd be really that's a funny t-shirt. You should wear that more often. National
like
AIDS Day.
Yeah, for like AIDS.
National Give Someone AIDS Day.
Hell yeah, dude.
That'd be a rough holiday.
My favorite holiday.
Yeah, it's the only that's when people are like out in force where it's like you almost got me. It's like you don't have to wear a condom. It's like
and I won't.
Yep, you won't. Yeah, you know if they say it, you can just take their word for it.
I believe a lot of people, very easily.
That's true. Well,
you just gullible.
Yeah, no, you just they're just like every person that you've ever had sex with. You're just like, yeah, you don't need a condom. You're like, you're right. I don't.
I don't.
I don't need one.
This does make sense.
Yeah, your logic's meeting up with me here. I'm starting to.
They're not natural, those things. Condoms.
Yeah, they're like goat skin. In the olden days, wasn't that what they were?
Yeah, I'm sure they were made
like goat intestines.
Yep.
Those were better days. I should do that. I should put one of those in my wallet and then say like 1 second I pull out a bunch of crinkled goat intestines.
Your wallet smells awful.
You smell awful. Oh no, babe, it's my wallet.
It's my condom.
I like using the term babe because it's just the most like weirdly demeaning thing to
dismissive.
say to someone.
Pretty dismissive, I feel.
Hey babe, what's going on, babe? There's like one person who I like work out in the gym with her, and she'll like spot me whenever I'm doing any like weight stuff, and then whenever I come in, because she like gets hit on by guys at the gym, and it's really funny. And like that's why she was like, "Do you want to be my workout partner?" Because I'm tired of getting hit on by guys at the gym. So whenever I come in, I'm like, "Hey babe, how's it going? Do you want to work out?"
Hey babe, pig in the city.
And I think that's pretty funny. Pig in the city?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
It's a movie, babe, pig in the city.
That would go. That's a good one. I should use that on somebody. Some big. They would think that's like demeaning. They would think.
Oh yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, pig.
Not a
looks like you got a pig in the city. What's up, babe?
Fucking pig, you fat pig, bitch.
Pig in the bar right now. Oink oink. Anyways, here's my number, babe.
What's up, babe?
What's up, Ruth?
Yeah, I think we should get into insulting people more.
As a society?
Apropos nothing. Yeah. No, I'm talking about us.
I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to do that.
I think we should get real creative and just start fucking dunking on people at the bar.
I mean, you can do that, but most of the time you can do that in jest, and you hope to see, like, a retort. Like, there was one...
Nah, I want him to cry.
You're just trying to, like... You're trying to crush them.
I want to feel stronger mentally.
Yeah, of course.
Guys, my mental is really weak, and I need to feel like I can crush these people with my mind.
Read some books, play some Sudoku. You got it. You're good. That's all you need.
No. I gotta feel like other people are weaker.
Oh, you have to feel like they know that they're weaker than you mentally.
Yes, of course.
Got a weak mental game, they do.
They don't need to see, no, I'm fucking this up. I don't need to see a therapist, they do.
It's true, yeah, well, especially after you've ruined their mind, yeah.
Do like the Yugioh mind crush on
Yeah. How many times?
Shadow
He only did that like one time,
mind crushed, like, I feel
Kaiba, at like the first episode.
Like somebody else.
So it wasn't that bad.
No.
Kaiba came back, unless like he was a more altruistic guy beforehand. But given his actions in that episode, I think
so.
not.
I think he killed his dad before that.
No, wait, he did?
He killed himself.
Yeah, he probably killed his dad. That tracks. And then he went into the virtual world in that one filler arc, because his other brother was like,
Mokuba.
No, not Mokuba, Noah. Noah was like, it's my rightful heir to the throne. Season 4. When they went in.
More I don't know.
Yeah, and all the so Kaiba kicked out all the executives and like stole Noah's heir to the throne or whatever. I think he might have been like an invalid, so he might have had to be hooked up to like the virtual world. But then he's like, I'll have my revenge. So he traps like Yugi and friends and Kaiba in this virtual world, and all of the Kaiba Corp executives that got fired turn into like penguins and start dueling them. It's pretty cool.
I do remember that they got put in the virtual world, but I don't remember that it was because of Noah.
Yeah, it's because of Noah. I remember. He's a green-haired little shit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, everybody.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about our favorite parts of Season 0.
Yeah, Phineas, this is your fault. You didn't show up to this one. This is all on you.
My favorite part of Season 0 is when he has to fight the domestic terrorist at the theme park, and he's going to blow up all the parts of the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
He has to play Sudoku to beat.
My favorite part was the one weird game where the guy, he has a gun, and he's trying to shoot him, and then...
Oh, yeah. That is actually the best one.
Yeah, so... whatever.
Was this on 4Kids?
Yeah, well, so initially, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was just it was on 4Kids, but, initially Yu-Gi-Oh! Before it, had all the card game stuff, the card game didn't exist. The guy was just I'm gonna create a fun little shonen. It's all about, a guy playing games. So he'd play, Hopscotch or, Sudoku, and then, in one of them, he played something that was basically just Dungeons and Dragons, and then everyone, wrote into Shonen Jump, and they're like, where can we play this? And they were like, do you want to make a card game? And he's like, sure. And then he made $1 billion.
Yeah.
So he's doing okay.
So it was regularly just a Shonen.
They just made up a bunch of games.
Yeah, he was the king of games, just in general, and so he would, there was one game where a guy was trying to, rob, this store.
It was a
struggle is real.
And what's the struggle? So he was trying to rob a Burger King or some shit, and
he just broke out of prison.
Yeah, and so he's just all right, I'm gonna and so Yugi, he has him at gunpoint, and I don't know how.
No, the guy has him at Yugi.
The guy has Yugi at gunpoint, and of course he turns into the Yami Yugi guy, and so I don't know how the circumstances work out. But the guy eventually gets a lighter on his hand.
They're playing a game where you're only allowed to move one finger.
Yeah, and so he's I'll move the finger on my trigger.
Yeah, the guy says I'll use my trigger finger, and Yugi says he's going to use his thumb.
Yeah.
So he can light the guy's cigarette, because he wanted to smoke a cig.
Yep.
And then so he could also pour the alcohol for his glass.
Yeah, so he pours a bunch of alcohol into the glass until it's overflowing everywhere.
And the guy's smoking a cig.
Yeah, and then he puts the cigarette, or he has the cigarette in his mouth, and he puts the lighter on his hand, and he's like, well, if you pull the trigger, you're just gonna burn up in flames. And he's like, no! And then he shoots, and then he just explodes. He fucking dies. And it was awesome.
Yeah, he killed a lot of people.
Yeah, I know.
Yu-Gi-Oh's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's why it was awesome.
I did have those original mangas as a kid. I was the darker ones.
Yeah.
I just had them. I don't remember how I got the volumes, but I did have those, and I would read those a lot. I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
this kid is killing people, and that's what I want to do.
That's what I got out of my Naruto experience. I saw this guy's punching adults, and he has ninja powers. That's what I want. I don't think we told this in the podcast, but I still remember when I was over at your house or some shit during 2nd grade, and Naruto came on the TV, and you're like, what do you think about Naruto? And I'm like, honestly, I think it's really dumb. And you're like, oh, I kind of like it. And I'm like, I don't know, I just think it's really stupid. And then, now here we are.
Now here we stand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Divided we stand, united we fall.
Yeah, is that the motto of Red Winter Soldier and Hawkman?
Did you guys watch that?
No.
Is that the next Disney?
Yeah, it just finished.
Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah,
what was the plot?
So the plot is there's so Captain America, he died.
The racist Captain America.
Yeah. Oh no, the racist. Regular Captain America died, and so they're
old.
And he gives the shield to the Falcon, which is just this black guy with wings, mechanical wings.
We all know the
Falcon. I'm sure. And then he fucking is just like, you're the next Captain America, and he's like, I don't want to. And so he puts it away, because he's like, there's a lot. I don't want to be a black guy and Captain America. That's a lot of pressure, and so I'm good. I'm just gonna beat the Falcon. So people are like, cool, whatever. And then the United States is like, you know what, we actually do need another Captain America, so they hire this guy John Walker, and he's like, you're gonna be Captain America, and he's just like he looks like me.
Is he not even a super soldier?
No, not in the very beginning, but he just comes in and he's like, I'm the next Captain America, and it's like, ooh, the Winter Soldier, who is Sam's friend, is like, ooh, I'm so mad, and then the Falcon is just like, ooh, I'm mad, but also I can't really complain, because I did give away the shield. and the entire point of the show is that there's this group called the Flag Smashers, and which
fucking dumb.
And so their goal is like, so after everyone got like snapped away by Thanos, basically half the world was gone. So every place on the every country on the planet was like, yeah, if you want to immigrate over here, go ahead, like please, we have tons of work for you because half our workforce is gone, like half our so they so all the shithole countries just were like bleeding people because they were all immigrating. There was a huge like open border policy where they were all immigrating to all these other places and like making lives.
Okay,
and then when everyone got like snapped back, they were like, all right, time for you guys to go back to your shithole country. And these guys
fucked
but these guys are like, hey, do we not? And he's like, what about? And like everybody's like, wait, what about the whole thing where like you were just like living like it's their home, and they just got like, is it their fault that they got snapped away for 5 years, and then they got brought back, and they're like, well, is it our fault that like we didn't get snapped away? And so it's just this whole thing. But then they just end up like killing a bunch of innocent people, so their point's kind of moot, and we don't really care about any of them. There's like this.
So the Flag Smashers want all the people to leave.
The Flag Smashers want all the people to stay where they are. Like, they want people to not be re-migrated back to their shithole countries. And so, yeah, that happens. And racist Captain America, his black friend dies, so he goes berserk and starts killing this guy. And then he picks up a little bit of super soldier serum and injects himself with it.
You can just pick it up and inject it?
Yeah, well, there's like 10 vials of it that were running around, and so he had some. He's like, okay, alright, I'm Captain America now.
Why was he racist?
He wasn't racist. Everyone just thought he would be racist because that is my main thing with the show. So from a certain angle, and there's a certain picture that makes racist Captain America look a lot like me.
Exactly.
And so when you look at it like that, I've gotten multiple friends who have been like, lol, look, Jack, it's you. And they'll always, because that was like the promotional image, so they'll like send out that picture. And so, like, the thing with him is that everyone just assumed, because the new Captain America was black, and he was actually like the new replacement Captain America, that he was going to be racist. But he's just like his like wife is black, his like best friend is black. Like, he's just a guy. He's just a guy who like has PTSD and some anger issues where he's like a little too frazzled, and he's not as cool as Captain America because he's not like as benevolent or like, you know, just nice. He's just kind of an asshole.
He doesn't have the same ass as Captain America.
Yeah, it's America's ass. Yeah. But at the very end, he helps out the good guys, and they're just like, okay, you're pretty cool, I guess. And then he quotes Lincoln at the very end. I think he says, like, he's like,
United we fall together.
House divided.
It was like something about, like, you win more out, you bear more a tree bears more fruit, with like
a lot of pussies getting fucked.
Yep, that was the quote. I don't remember. And then they're like, Abraham Lincoln, and then he's like, yeah, great man, great speaker.
They
and he's like,
pussies.
And then like, and everyone's really mad at him for no reason. And maybe this is just my bias from the sense that he looks exactly like me, but it seems like every other person, like Bucky and the Falcon, fucking hate him. Like, he's just like, okay, like, he sees that they're working and trying to, like, stop these guys, and he's like, hey, listen, guys, it would probably be easier if we teamed up and, like, tried to fight them together and kind of shared what we know, because we, as the U.S. government, have a lot of resources, and you guys have a lot of, like, ins on this whole situation, so that'd be pretty nice. And he's like, you're fucking pathetic, you piece of shit. And then they, like, get out of the car, and he's like, okay. And so the entire thing's everyone just shitting on him relentlessly. And that's why eventually he snaps and is like, he just like kills one of the Flag Smashers with the shield. Like, he just rams the shield into his head like 50 times. And there's this like shot of him with like blood all over the shield and like blood all over him in the Captain America costume. It's pretty cool. But like, he snaps because like no one treats him with any sort of respect. Everyone shits on him all the time. And then his friend, like his best friend and confidant, just died. And so he does that. And everyone's like, you're the worst. I hate you. And so I'm like, maybe it's just, again,
maybe this could have been written with some more nuance.
Exactly. No, maybe there's a sense of like, okay, maybe he's like, well, also maybe it's my bias.
Maybe you're
speaking
relating
because he's like, see me, my ass on screen,
my image.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh, he's not that bad.
Poor baby Captain America.
Poor baby racist Captain America. But also no one remembers, so he's the U.S. agent in the comics, and that's his whole thing. His name's John Walker, but nobody remembers either of those facts, and instead falls back on, because when you say Captain America, you think Steve Rogers, so whenever anyone is talking about this in common parlance, they always refer to him as racist Captain America. Yeah. So I constantly get told, you look like racist Captain America, which is cool.
Now, if we really think about it, Steve Rogers would have been the racist one, though. He was from the 40s.
Well, no, but he was nice. He liked that. That was the whole thing in...
You think that? I mean, you can be nice and be racist.
Yeah, he was just... Yeah. That'd be really funny if, Sam's like, I'll follow you anywhere, and he's like,
that's... okay.
No, he doesn't say that. He's like, you're one of the good ones. Just like...
I always knew you were one of the good ones.
It's like, wait, and he's like, oh, no, like the Negroes. It's like, why are you Captain America? No, the entire point was that he was he was chivalrous beyond his years or beyond his time, because he was like, I just don't like when people get bullied, and so he's mad at all the racial injustice.
He was a scrawny fuck.
Yeah.
Back in the
he was a little bitch.
Jesus Christ. He was unhealthily small.
Yeah, no. I just think that's really funny that just the idea that this guy, so working out can't get you the body that even if that Captain America, the anemic ass Captain America at the very beginning of the movie worked out, he probably couldn't get the body that Steve Rogers has. So I just imagine this scrawny ass guy. I just imagine him superimposed on all of those scenes, and I think that's kind of funny because it's all these girls are fawning over him, and it's you're so hot, you're so cool, and it's just imagining that as
was
Tucker.
That CG, or did they get a real actor to play the scrawny body?
No, they CG'd his face on a real actor, I think.
Okay,
so
there was actually somebody that horrifically small.
I think it might have smalled him up a little bit, but there's probably a lot of people like that.
I don't think so. That man was looking, and he was in America. What the fuck are you doing being that small?
He could still be malnourished in America, especially in the 40s.
Not the character he was, I don't think.
What do you mean?
I guess we don't really know much about his backstory.
No, he lived in kind of a shithole.
I don't remember.
He lived in Queen. No, yeah, he lived in Queens.
Queens.
Yeah, because Spider-Man lived in the Bronx, and there was one point where, or not the Bronx, Brooklyn? I don't know, whatever. Spider-Man lives in a certain place in New York, and he was holding up an airplane that Steve dropped on him, and Steve was just you're pretty good, kid. Where are you from? And he's the Bronx, and he's Queens. And then in the post-credit scene, Aunt May's what the fuck happened to your face? There's a giant bruise on Peter Parker's face, and he's Steve from Queens did this. And I thought that was pretty funny.
That is pretty good. Now we're a Marvel podcast.
I have a family member who constantly tries to get me into this Marvel podcast where they talk about the newest Marvel stuff and all that.
Sounds ass.
And I enjoy the Marvel movies a good amount just because I like comic books,
sure,
and I think they're pretty faithful recreations. But the people who are well, yeah, I've watched Endgame 80 times. It's pretty cool.
We're busy doing our weekly rewatch of every Marvel movie.
It's I don't know. There's only because I guess. Back when it was only a movie a year, I would say there's not enough to talk about in common parlance for that to make up a majority of your personality. But there is
now there's
80 things coming out that it's there's constantly, because as soon as WandaVision ended, Captain America and Falcon and the Winter Soldier popped up. So it's there's always going to be something Marvel going on, I guess.
Is there going to be something on now that this is finished?
Loki, right after this. Loki's premiering.
Loki does look kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is
some SCP Foundation looking shit, and I'm that's awesome.
I like how they're all doing very, very different things.
I think that's fun.
I think WandaVision was definitely a better show. It had a lot more interesting shit to say, and had something that I hadn't seen in the Marvel Universe, whereas Falcon and the Winter Soldier was just a 6-hour-long Marvel movie.
Yeah, generic action.
And, they had some interesting stuff about race. There is, in the comics and in this, there's this guy who, they basically, to test the super soldier serum, before they put in any white guys, they just took a bunch of, black soldiers and just, started injecting them, and they mostly just, fucking died horribly because they were, testing it on them. And then after that, a couple of them survived, and so there was, a ragtag team of, African American like super soldiers that were going in behind enemy lines, but like the U.S. government basically they like shat on them so much that they just had to like cover it up and like hide a lot of that stuff. So they were like, okay, no more of this. Like we can't have anyone like knowing about that they existed. So he like went to jail for a while. He was in like enemy POW camps for a while and like all this like really shitty stuff. And eventually like he just kind of like disappeared and no one really knew where he went. And Captain America, the comic, I think it's called like Red, White, and Black. And in that one, Captain America is like finding out about this for the first time.
Like a better title would have been Red, Black, and Blue, but
that'd probably be pretty good. But,
who am I?
No, they Red, White, and Black. What the fuck? Why would they do that? I don't know. Maybe. Whatever. That's that does suck. But anyways, yeah. So they had that, and then like Captain America slowly figuring it out, and he's like, "Oh, we're sorry about that, I guess." But he the super soldier serum like reverted him basically to a child because it like fucked with his brain so much that he had like hyper Alzheimer's. It was a pretty sad one. But he appears in the newest show where he's just like, cool. He's like what the like Sam knows about him because Bucky knows about him because he's the Winter Soldier. Well, no, he was beating the shit. Like he was like fighting him because he was a guy like Bucky would get deployed to like kill people, and then that Black Captain America would come out of the woodwork and just be like, "Fuck you."
Bucky looks so much stupider with the like short hair. He does not look as cool as the Winter Soldier.
I think it was an oversight because like long hair's in now, and so that would have been a way cooler look. And now he just looks like...
I fucking look like the Winter Soldier.
That'd be pretty cool. You don't have the robot arm. There is like something very cool about having a robot arm that is indescribable. I wish I had one.
Yep. And it would have a fleshlight installed right inside the hand.
Yeah, exactly. It would... You could do the...
So it is the same actor though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mac DeMarco.
He looks a lot worse with short hair.
I like how, like, it's really interesting to me, at least, the business side of Marvel, because they're such, like, big movies, and they're arguing over, like, random esoteric bullshit, where it's like, how long is the Winter Soldier gonna stay in? And, like, normally, any other, like, movie franchise is like, who the fuck cares? Like, who cares about the Winter Soldier? Now it's like, no, we need to get him back.
No, this is important to our branding.
Yeah, it's important to the lore, but, it's really funny, because you can, like, look at how long they signed people for, and initially they signed like Captain America, like Robert Downey Jr., like Chris Evans and all that stuff for like 5 movies because they were like, all right, that's really generous, but we'll just pay off the contracts if it all goes tits up. But then what happened was that, or like in RDJ they only signed for like 3, and it was just really funny because after like it blew up, you could see like the Captain America and the Winter Soldier movie, they signed pretty much all the actors in that for like 20 movies because they were like, you want to work for us for the next like.
Well, it's like all the side or like heroes and stuff like that. They're like, well,
you could just appear in like random movies for like a week, and like that's a really good deal for them because that just means they're going to be working for the next like 10 years.
Right?
And they're gonna make good on that contract.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll just be like, hey, do you want to come in for like one scene in Ant-Man? It's like, yeah, totally. How much am I getting paid? It's like a shit ton. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. That's a weekend.
Well, yeah, I remember because it was like with RDJ, in order to get him back for the other movies, they had to pay him a fuck ton of money because he would just like...
Yeah, I think Civil War, he got paid like $300 million to come back because they needed him for that movie.
Yeah,
and so they were like, okay, and they ended up making like $1.5 billion on that. But I just think that's really funny that they were like, okay. And so after that, to not like kind of rile the boat as much, Robert Downey Jr. just got a cut of all the movie earnings because he's like, how about you give me like like 5% on the back end of all the movies? So like every like cent the movie made, Robert Downey Jr. got 5% of that, and for Endgame that was a pretty damn good deal because it made like a couple $2 billion at the box office. So I always just think that's really like he got in at the fucking perfect time.
Yeah, being Iron Man as well.
Yeah,
I imagine they're pretty happy to kill him off.
Yeah, they're just like no more of this. Stop doing this.
bleeding his
Did he actually get killed in the
comic
books?
He got killed in the comic books. I think he's back now. I don't know. They do this thing in the comic books where they'll like introduce new characters, but because a bunch of fat sweaty man children are like, that's not Tony Stark, like they can't have like character stories end. They just want to keep playing with their action figures, so they're like, well, Tony Stark's back now, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But yeah, no, I think because there was a replacement Iron Man who was Iron Man Black Iron Man woman.
This was a teen.
Yeah, Riri Williams. Girl. Yeah, and she as much as I like Kamala Khan and like Miles Morales, Riri Williams was the fucking
for
worst.
Iron Man, I feel like. As well,
it was like she was like a hyper genius, where she was like 15 or something, and she was like a hyper genius who was like
character.
Yeah, and she like knew she like was able to make every single thing that Tony Stark was able to make, basically, but at 15, and the problem was that the entire comic was like vindicating her on like. She would, like, steal Iron Man tech, and then they would be like, give it back, and the entire comic would just be like, look how evil this guy is, trying to oppress us, like, and then it's like, okay, alright, so, I don't know. It definitely felt like a parody of, like, woke comics, where it's like, this guy, it's so fucking bullshit, this guy, like, is saying that I have to give back all the equipment that I stole from the lab because he's just trying to oppress me. And then
there's that real one that got discontinued that had like the heroes that were like safe space and snowflake or shit like that.
I don't remember. I think that was like...
That was a real thing, I'm
yeah,
pretty sure.
I think it was like some it was like some reboot
thing.
though. It was like the...
Was it?
Yeah, like the new gods or... No, not new gods. Whatever.
No, it's like not the Immortals, the...
Yeah, whatever it was, the Eternals?
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah, it was like some bullshit.
Who fucking cares? Comics suck.
Yeah, comics are bad. I like how 1 week you were just like, comics are awful and I hate them, and then the next, no, it was like, you were talking about solo leveling, and you were like, I like how this is colored, but all Western comics are bad, and I hate them. And then you're like, the next week, you're like, so I started reading Invincible, and it's pretty good.
Well, Invincible is good, but it's not like going back on what I said, I feel like.
But you said all Western comics are bad, and that's a Western
I say that a lot about a lot of things.
That's true.
It's definitely hyperbole.
Yeah, ain't no bull like hyperbole.
But Invincible is the only good Western comic. So.
That's true.
Now that's my new
until you find Invincible.
Fucking solo leveling sucks as well, or not so. Yeah, solo leveling sucks. But what was the other one I was reading? Fucking Hardcore Leveling Warrior. That also sucks.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of hardcore leveling. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's also, like, not as well drawn as solo leveling.
It's freaking art style.
It's just like a spin-off? Like
no,
it's completely different?
Yeah.
Its own series.
For some reason, there's this thing in, like, Korea where they're like, we need to have everything be analogous to basically just World of Warcraft.
I think we had a whole episode on that.
Probably. I don't know if I was there or not. But,
maybe not.
Yeah, because I remember reading solo leveling purely because, like, I heard about it, like, I was, like, driving back from California, or Colorado, to the airport, and I was like, oh, solo leveling. That sounds interesting, because you talked about it on the podcast, so I read it, and it was pretty good.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, but it's very, very stupid. It's like, imagine, like, any power fulfillment, or wish fulfillment fantasy or whatever, crank that up to 11.
It's literally the exact same feeling as just eating a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Just like, throwing fucking Doritos down my mouth. I'm like, yeah, this is good. I like
this. But the chips are also telling you that you have a huge penis as you do it.
Yeah. Chips don't make me feel fat. They make me feel awesome.
Like, is the writing well done?
No, nothing about it is good except for the art, I'd
awful?
say.
Like, the writing is well done enough where it's like, alright, this is fun enough to read. But clearly, like, the thoughts behind it are... Like it's written and paced well enough that it's like fun to read, but it's not something that's like
it's not
plotted. Yeah, it's not plotting anything that's like, wow, this is a really interesting story. It's like, wow, this is stupid as fuck.
I like how the main character, he gets so strong that he just becomes a sociopath.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, cool. I actually have no emotions or connection to humanity now.
He has like emotions, but he's still like an asshole about them. He's just like, oh man, I can't show my emotional side now. I've got to be like stern. I mean, he beat up that one guy because he beat up the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one guy.
Spoilers.
The other guy. He kills people.
He's fucking so overpowered at this point.
No. I guess that could be like a commentary on like how power affects.
A little bit. I thought that was the only interesting thing about his character, pretty much. Everything else about the story is like, actually, he's the coolest.
Actually, he's the coolest and the strongest.
He has sex with all these cool women.
I do love how, like, there's like one S-rank girl hunter in Korea, and immediately when she sees him, she just is like, oh my god, he's so fucking hot.
Yeah.
And, like, it's not something where it's like, wow, that guy's really strong. It's like, holy fucking shit, I want to fuck him so bad. And every other,
that's
and
kind
she
of
has
the
like
effect I have on women.
She has like a weird synesthesia thing where whenever she like smells like other hunters, she's like, they smell awful and I hate them. But it's like, but he smells hot. He smells like I want to fuck him so bad.
Yeah, that's because he's not a hunter. He's a player.
Yeah, I know. Big difference.
He's a player.
Yeah, he's a player. Play on player.
I love playing. I love playing women for fools.
Yeah.
That's my favorite hobby, actually. I'll
Making fun of people.
I'll text a bitch on Tinder, be like, meet me at Crossroads in 20 minutes.
And then I
don't show up. And then I don't go.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I'm a player.
And then
you show up, but you stand at like...
Yeah.
The periphery. Yeah, you have to watch her misery.
I'm satisfied just throwing a bitch is disappointed.
Jesus Christ.
How do you know if she went there or not?
I know. Because she was me she was talking to.
Okay, but what if after you didn't show up, she's like, she like calls you or whatever, and you didn't give her phone number, so she's like, what the fuck? She like texts you a bunch, and she's like,
do like the Tinder like fucking what's it
report?
like face call.
Yeah, no, but she's like honestly, what the fuck? And then you just text back, and you're like,
Players gotta
you know what? Fair.
Players gotta play.
Yeah.
What can I say?
I'm an S-rank player, idiot.
I'm about to play you hoes like a goddamn
You
bongo.
just helped me level up.
Yeah, this is my side quest, bitch.
Why did I ever want to go out with you? You're like...
God, yeah, I can't imagine ever cheating on someone. That would be fucked up.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Yeah, Tage.
What?
Yeah, what?
You know what I'm talking about.
What?
Tage.
Did you cheat on someone?
Damn
Did you
Tage.
cheat on someone? What the fuck is going on?
Tage knows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh shit, yeah.
Why'd you do that?
What?
Why'd you do that, man?
No,
That's fucked up.
What the fuck?
talking about you? Wait.
What is going on?
Play's gotta play, but that's fucked up of you.
Guys, are we talking about that thing that Tage did?
We did. Yeah, we are.
What did he do?
What?
I don't know.
I didn't do shit. I thought you were talking about what something did to you.
Is it bad?
Nah, that's what you did, man.
Pretty fucked up. Yeah, I don't call you out all.
As much as I respect the game, man, you don't do that kind of shit.
Yeah, play a different game if that's the game you're gonna play.
No, man, that was hurtful, and I wasn't even involved. You know?
That's so hurtful. I felt it from all the way over here.
Yeah. All right, we can move on from that topic, though.
Yeah, you just know that Tage isn't the guy who you think he is.
Poor fucking woman.
Yep. Tage raped her. That's sorry, I let it slip. He raped her.
But that's not. What did that have to do with cheating?
It's like a form of cheating. You know, you're cheating the part where you get consent, and you
just cheating.
Skip past that part.
That's a different kind of
you cheat
cheating.
the pussy.
Yeah, I like how every like discretion. It's not because you've horribly scarred this woman and like had bad things. It's because you cheated the game. That's why everyone gets really mad at
other men.
Honestly, Tage, it is.
That's like
you're subverting the
you're
game.
disrespecting the art of the deal.
Yeah, they have a different academic integrity place, but instead of for academic integrity, it's sex integrity.
It's learning how to play the game, and
Yeah.
the game is getting pussy.
Exactly. It's like you didn't learn anything. You didn't actually try to apply yourself to and you're like, I'm really sorry.
You took the easy route, and you just raped. That's all it is.
How would people, when people are just like, actually, I just coded the exact thing line for line that this check thing has, so there's no way that I could have done that. How would somebody, try to get out of the academic integrity thing?
Academic integrity rape. Yeah, you gotta pass this class by seducing this chick.
Yeah.
You raped her. We're gonna have to fail you.
Imagine just I had one job.
Did you even try and seduce her, or did you just go for it?
Yeah, instead of failing the class because he knew he wasn't going to be able to seduce her, he just
instead of not doing it, he just instead of not.
No, she goes first and ruins it for everyone else. Now she's scarred.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ!
Why'd you do that, man?
Yeah,
why'd you do that?
That's always whenever I see people who are like, man, I wish there was I don't see a lot of people like this. Whenever I see people like this, I laugh. And also, there's the people who are like, man, I wish there was a class where you just had to hook up with other people. Yeah, where you got pussy, where it's like you and another girl would be paired up, and then you'd fuck each other. It's like,
I got some doujinshi for you to read, my friend.
Or just go out to the bar, please.
No,
any social interaction.
You need porn actually to cure the obvious, very horny brain.
I think that only services them poorly. I think being actually,
Jack? What are you trying? What the fuck? No.
I don't think porn's a Band-Aid for this problem. I think them being look at them in the dojin. They did that and it's cool.
Sex.
Yeah.
Did I actually do something? You're making me but I know you're fucking with me, but on the off chance I actually did something, I'm like, wait.
I remember it was
all the times you've wronged women.
One night last summer, Tej, where you did the bad thing, and that was bad. It was bad of you to do that thing.
What did he do?
He knows.
What?
No, I guess he doesn't.
He raped her.
I know.
That's what he did.
I'm 90% sure.
This is not something you joke about.
Seriously.
If you know you didn't do it, then what is the point of me?
Well, I don't know.
Am I saying it on a fucking podcast, you bitch?
This
all gets cut out.
This is gonna get out the Tage's family, and
I don't know. Why would you just go around saying that?
It's because it's funny. You guys are laughing.
Yeah, I guess. I guess that is
no, Tage, I'm making shit up.
Okay. Say that to the microphone.
All accusations against Tage are mostly baseless, and have no credible grounding in reality.
Why did you emphasize credible?
So they know that
of course,
it's not credible.
No, that's fair. I just wanted to make sure. Everyone knew what the emphasis was for.
This
is italicized.
But within every lie, there's a grain of truth, everyone. And that's what we love.
Yeah, your lie about someone else, there's a grain of truth. Imagine saying, some bullshit about... imagine just making up, random shit about people, and then they're just well, actually, they didn't do that. It's actually, in every lie, there's a grain of truth. And they're
that's the lesson we're here to learn today, folks.
Yeah, that's the lesson I'm going to take away from this.
That's what this podcast is about. It's about lessons.
Yeah, it's true. I'd want to go back through and change all the descriptions and be the lesson today is...
We're really an educational podcast.
We really are. I'm glad for that. I'm glad we're teaching all these fucking incels, which I know. I think 93% of our audience is women.
We said we reached a milestone of 1,000 listeners.
Yeah.
Total.
Just
there's the people
unique
who
listeners who have gone in. Yeah,
that's what I figured.
So not total listens every time, but the different amount of people who have heard our voice and been and I guess a couple of you decided to stay around.
Maybe not this long.
Yeah,
and email us at the Brown Bricks Podcast, not the Brown Bricks Podcast, at brownbrickspodcast@gmail.com.
That's brownbrickspodcast@gmail.com. Any closing words?
Have fun.
Tage did the thing.